Somebody asked me this question, whether is it true that modern medicine cannot treat typhoid fever? Actually, this is a conception that so many people have in their mind about typhoid fever, that modern medicine cannot completely eradicate typhoid fever. Many people go for traditional concoctions to take them in order to eradicate typhoid fever. In this episode of Health and Wellness, we are going to be providing answer to this question. Typhoid fever is actually a disease that is being caused by a bacterium which is referred to as Salmonella typhi. This bacterium is actually a bacterium of human being. The human being is actually a reservoir to this bacteria. So typhoid fever can only be transmitted from one human being to another by ingestion, either through contaminated food, contaminated water, contaminated drinks, or anything consumable that is being contaminated with this bacteria. And when this bacteria gets into the stomach, it resists the acidity of the stomach and goes directly into the intestine. In the intestine, it secretes toxins, what we call endotoxins, that will help the bacterium to penetrate the intestinal walls and get into the bloodstream. When it secretes these toxins, you start feeling symptoms like vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pains, and when the bacteria gets into your blood system, it provokes the immune system to cause a rise in temperature. You start feeling headache, you start feeling fatigue, body pains, and so on. Salmonella is a typical bacteria of human being. So typhoid fever is a disease of human being. Concerning the question if modern medicine can completely eradicate typhoid fever or not, the answer is yes, modern medicine can completely eradicate typhoid fever. Why? When you are suffering from typhoid fever and get to the hospital, the doctor is going to prescribe you a blood and stool culture test. Why? Because salmonella lives in the intestine and in blood. After the culture test, salmonella is going to be isolated. Salmonella, that is the bacteria which causes typhoid fever, is going to be isolated and tested with several antibiotics. Any antibiotics that kills this bacteria is the antibiotics that your doctor is going to prescribe to you to buy in the pharmacy and take. When you take that medication, it is going to kill that salmonella, that bacteria in you, and your typhoid fever is gone. What makes people think that modern medicine cannot completely eradicate typhoid fever is that when people are taking medication for their typhoid fever, they do not abandon the cause of their typhoid fever. They would take the same water that caused the typhoid fever to take in the medicine. They will eat the same manner that causes them the typhoid fever. They will not keep hygienic condition in such a way as to prevent recontamination. So before they finished treatment, they are already contaminated with typhoid fever. To prove this, there are a lot of people that, despite the fact that you abandon the modern medicine and you take traditional medicine or traditional concoctions, you still suffer the same typhoid fever. So the problem is not that modern medicine cannot eradicate typhoid fever, but the fact that you do not change your behavior. The water that you drink is the same water that you use to take the medicine. The same food that you eat in the same condition that provokes the typhoid fever is the same thing that you are doing even when taking medication. That is why your typhoid fever seems not to be eradicated even after treatment. Modern medicine completely eradicates typhoid fever. Thank you very much for being part of this episode of Health and Wellness. If you love this video, please follow our page so that we keep enjoying videos like this. Ciao.